lakes over the next few weeks. Find out where at BaileyCustomBoats.com. On YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We're taking orders now for 2023 delivery from April to May. You gotta pay to play. BaileyCustomBoats.com.
We all try, behind the curtain for a second, we always try to come up with these cute little names and these cute little games, and we try to mix it up, and like, oh, we're feeding you a different way of getting you content.
I got one.
Yeah.
Floor it or pump the brakes.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going on that one.
I just sold out for that payoff right there.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So
The other day, Evan Wilner, who was the producer of Canty and Garland, says, I got an idea for a segment. Is it called Big Deal or Not a Big Deal?
I believe stolen from KJM also.
Which was also hot news or not news, you know? So, listen, I love the idea. I love mixing it up. I love taking swings. But, you know, we try sometimes to do something a little different. And Nuno, I mean, you know, listen, we're struggling with this one a little bit.
And
Is that fair to say?
And none of us are all that smart.
No, not the brightest bulb on the tree. So, all right, let's see. Let's see.
So we went through this. So I went through the system trying to find a little cuts, little bumps, something that can help us, because it's kind of like a tell me, right? Like,
right.
So is it, you know, tell me why I'm wrong, tell me why I'm right. Like, so I put some on the board. Let's go with the first one. Can we make this the name of this feature?
Okay, what is that? Let's see.
You can't tell me a damn thing, Fine Bob.
I mean, I like it, but like it's not the Paul Feinbaum show, so
right.
I don't know if that works.
Probably not.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
A little Dumb and Dumber, which is never a bad thing to mix in, but that probably not quite right for this, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Or maybe, I think the third one might be the right one.
Tell me why.
Oh, God. We're going with Backstreet. Is it Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? Tell me why.
That's Backstreet Boys.
That is Backstreet Boys. Almost killed a Backstreet
That was an
Boy
anthem
once, by the way.
Tell me that story.
Just briefly, I was working a parabolic mic on the sideline at Super Bowl 34, Giants-Ravens, and I was reaching down to pick up the parabolic mic, and they were doing halftime with Britney Spears and like 2 or 3 other guys, bands, and I picked up the mic, and I swung it around, and this bodyguard grabbed my arm and stopped it. I almost clocked the guy who's got the long stringy hair right in the head with a parabolic mic. Like, no joke, he would have been,
I forget the guy's
he would
name.
have gone down. There's no, I feel like maybe it was AJ, is that a guy? I feel like that was, I don't know. He had long, stringy hair.
AJ McLean.
And does he have long, stringy hair and
No,
kind of like a cheesy mustache?
Let me see if this is, I'm going to show you a picture of this person right now.
Well,
is that him?
Maybe. I don't know. This is 20 years ago. But I was handling the parabolic mics on the sideline for the radio broadcast, and that almost happened. Anyway, Nuno, how about a little Tell Me Why? All right, let's do it.
We just talked about them. The Dallas Cowboys. They were 12-5 last year, and obviously lost in the NFC wildcard game to the San Francisco 49ers. Tell me why they will be better this year.
I can't. I think they're going to be worse this year. We just detailed everything that happened in the offseason. They traded away Amari Cooper. Or they drafted a receiver. That's great. But they also cut Lael Collins. They just lost Tyron Smith. I think when you're looking at the Cowboys, you're trying to be optimistic by looking at the division that they play in and say, well, against the Giants and the Commanders, shouldn't that be 4 wins right there? Is it? If you have the Giants, Commanders, and the Eagles, I think that's probably 4 wins in those 6 games. You're going 4-2 there. But are the Cowboys going to be better than 12-5? I mean, they open up with Tampa and Cincinnati right away. I think you're hoping to do a little bit more damage when you get inside the division, and you've got a couple of softer games. You do get Houston this year. I don't see it. I think the Cowboys are probably looking more like 10.
So the Cowboys have played 15 games outside the division in which Mike McCarthy has coached and Dak Prescott has quarterbacked. How many of those 15 games do you think they have won?
7.
They're 6-9 in those games.
Wow.
Look, they could go 5-1 in their division and still hit the under.
Do you think the Cowboys will win better than 12 games this
No,
year?
absolutely not.
Yeah,
That's an average team that has a star on their helmet.
Their over-under on Caesars Sportsbook is 10.5. I would probably have them right around 10. I think it's going to be very close for them later in the year. Okay, next.
Tell me why.
Go.
All right, everyone's favorite quarterback, sarcastically saying this, Aaron Rodgers in the Packers. They were 13-4 and lost in the divisional round to the 49ers. Tell me why they also got rid of Devontae Adams. Tell me why they will be better this year.
I don't think they'll be better. I don't think they'll be markedly worse because Aaron Rodgers will make those receivers better. I don't see a scenario where they're not still an offensive juggernaut and scoring points. And even though they don't have a premier guy, one of those, whether it's Christian Watson or Dubes or one of those guys, will step up and play a big role for them to go with what they already have in place. So I think they'll win 12 or 13 games and be just as good. I just have zero faith that they will deliver in a big spot. So if we're talking about being better in the postseason, no. I think all the way around, the Packers are exactly the same. They won't go to the Super Bowl. They won't be better. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but I'm going to push back one place.
All right.
The Packers' defense is going to be better. The Packers have drafted 5 defensive players in the first round since 2019. They have aggregated a lot of talent on that side of the ball. Jair Alexander might be the best cornerback in football. He's coming back. That could be a sneaky top 5 defense, which would obviously inflate their roster and give them a better chance in the postseason.
It's funny. Like, a lot of times you just think of what your impression is of them, and I never think of the Packers as having a great, great defense. They were better last year. That's one I need to see.
The last time they won the Super Bowl, their defense ranked second. The defense outperformed their offense in 2010. The time before that, they led the NFL in defense. That's going to have to be the pathway for the Packers to make a lot of progress, I think, in the playoffs.
And that was a long time ago.
Tell me why.
Next.
All right. We started the show talking about this team. Your radio partner, Chris Canty, believes that their quarterback can not only possibly be in the MVP conversation, but lead them to a Super Bowl. They were 10-7 last year. They made the NFC Championship game, and they, quite frankly, should have won that. The 49ers.
The 49ers, I can't sit here and tell you that they're markedly better. I mean, I think we're talking about the same kind of range. And the problem is that they play in a pretty tough division. Do we think that Seattle's going to be an atrocious football team? The quarterback situation is awful. It's absolutely awful. They will probably beat the Seahawks twice. Will they beat the Rams twice? No. Will they beat the Cardinals twice? I don't think so. I think they'll probably split with them. And then let's start talking about some of the out-of-division games. They go on the road to Denver. They get Kansas City at home. They get New Orleans. They get Tampa Bay. They get Miami. I mean, that's not easy. They go to Vegas. It's not an easy out of division stretch there of games. Not even stretch, but collection of games. I think the 49ers are probably right around that same spot, primarily because I do believe they're handing the reins to Trey Lance a little too soon based on a lack of experience. A lot of people are pumping him up, as Nuno alluded to. Canty was pumping him up. Trey Lance, potential to compete for the MVP. Same thing with Louis Riddick. Maybe. I don't think it's this year, though.
If Trey Lance did not exist and they were entering this year with Jimmy G as their quarterback with the same people around him all the way around, how would you feel better or worse about this team?
I'd feel a little bit better.
Really?
11 or 12 games.
Let me follow up by asking you this then.
Yeah.
Who knows more about quarterback play, you or Kyle Shanahan?
Well, clearly I do. I mean, no, of course Kyle Shanahan does. And I know where they're coming from, but I think they're coming from that idea with Lance based on 2 things. Number one, they traded 3 first-round picks to move up to get him. He better be the guy. And it does, as much as we don't always believe that moves are made based on public perception, sometimes they are.
Sometimes they are.
And secondly, they saw an easy way to get out from under the Garoppolo money, which was $25 million that is non-guaranteed if he is cut by the 10th of September. And he's going to be, assuming he doesn't get traded. I absolutely believe the 49ers are very much the same team at best.
Tell me why.
Next!
All right, a team that causes me a lot Thursday, actually every day of the week.
Yeah.
The New York Football Giants. They were 4-13 last year. They have a new head coach, a new GM. Took Kayvon Thibodeau.
Hear the excitement in his voice? So really pumping it up.
Took Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal in the top 7. Tell me why they will be better than 4-13 this year.
I think they will be a hair better than 4-13 because of the coach and because of some of that talent. The Giants are going to end up having the best tackle duo in football by next season. I absolutely know that's going to be the case.
That's a big freaking deal.
Evan Neal is a tremendous player, and you will see that moving forward. I talked to people who were around him a lot in Alabama and worked with him, and they all felt the same way, that he was somebody that was going to be a star tackle in the league. And then you've got Andrew Thomas, who is somebody that, the Giants caught a lot of flack. Or as much as Gettleman was bad, they caught a lot of flack when they went that route. How's that looking right now? Like, the only guy that has been definitively better has been Tristan Wirfs. So I would absolutely say the Giants are going to be in good shape long term. The whole thing is Daniel Jones, right? I would submit that they will be a better football team in the short term when Tyrod Taylor is on the field than when Daniel Jones is. And I'm not saying that they're going to start him, because they won't. But at some point he will, because Daniel Jones will get hurt at the very least, if he's not just starting late in the year. So I think the Giants are going to be a little bit better than 4-13, Nuno. Next!
All right, speaking of another 4-13 team, they also had 2 top 10 picks. They took Sauce Gardner. They took Garrett Wilson. They did really well in the draft. Zach Wilson obviously is injured, and who knows if he'll play week 1. The New York Jets.
The Jets are going to be better than 4-13, okay? It looks like week 3 for Zach Wilson from all accounts. I'm not going to be shocked if Flacco actually plays well in the first couple of games. He could be, like, if Wilson was hurt longer, I could see that being a scenario where Flacco played well for 3 or 4 games and then tailed off because he's older. But the problem with the Jets is you're going to sweat this a little bit, because the first half of the Jets' schedule is murderous. It is just absolutely awful. And I can actually say that the Jets will be better than 4-13, even if they won just 1 game in their first 6. I mean, think about that for a second. But it's definitely possible. I'm not going to run it down for you, but go look at the first half of the Jets' schedule. Yeah, right now, Hembo is looking at it, and that's not going to be easy.
The first game they're favored is week 12 against Chicago.
That's a problem. Wow. But they have very winnable games in the second half of the year, especially if Wilson is playing better. So the Jets will win more than 4 games this year. Next!
And the team that Hembo just mentioned, the Chicago Bears, 6-11 last year. Obviously, a full year of Justin Fields, a new general manager, new head coach. Tell me why they will be better.
I can't. They're going to be worse. The Bears are just hapless. What have they done? I mean, they have actively made the team worse. Let's just call it what it is. They're stripping it down, and I worry for Justin Fields, as we have detailed many times. I don't look at a particular area of the Chicago Bears right now and feel confident in it. I don't know how you can. They won 6 games last year. I love the wager, my friends. I love the wager. The Bears are 10-1 right now, according to Caesar Sportsbook, to have the worst record in the league. I love that. I love those odds. I love those odds in the honor of Chris Canty today. I would marry those odds if I could. I'm all over that. No offense to Chicago, because I love the Bears. I love Justin Fields, I should say. I don't love anything else that's around it. It's going to get worse before it gets better. So, the option is there for you. Ask the question. I'll tell you why they're going to be better or worse. Your team. 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Did we really just frame this all around the back? It's Carlin in for Greeny on ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. That is next. Plus, on the way in 20 minutes, We check in with Jeff Saturday and get his take on what happened with Aaron Donald yesterday in the midst of that scrum in Cincinnati between the Rams and the Bengals. And we will give you the 5 win total locks of the century. Lock-a-dini, lock it up, get your pens out, and get those wagers ready. It's coming. Carlin on ESPN Radio.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Matt.
Dak got paid all this money. The question has always been, can he be great? I've said all along, we don't know if he'll be great. He looks like he's trending there, but right now he's just good.
Get more from the guys Monday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You're not required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-351-4242. 800-351-4242. That's 800-351-4242.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Look out in the street there. You know what you don't see? My car, because I had to sell it to pay the lawyer I hired when I got busted for drunk driving. You know what else you don't see? My girlfriend, who decided that a guy with no car and no license and no money was no fun. And hey, you know what else you don't see? You don't see me leaving for work in the morning, because I missed so much time with court and everything that I got fired.
Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Welcome back to college football. The NFL on ESPN Radio. ESPN Radio. From breaking news and in-depth analysis.
We have some big breaking news in the NFL.
To the biggest names in the league.
Matthew Stafford, how are you, Matthew?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Plus, daily fantasy and gambling insight.
Ryan Tannehill, his numbers are very close to Mahomes-esque.
If it's happening in the NFL, hear it here. It all starts with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max and continues all day right here on ESPN Radio.
Bundling home and car insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? They may drop little hints like,
beautiful day out. Even more beautiful since we saved by bundling our home and car insurance with Geico.
or,
Yard work is hard. Much harder than bundling with Geico, which was easy.
or it may be even subtler, like,
Speaking of burgers, we bundled our home and car insurance with Geico and saved a bunch of money.
bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1025R compact tractor.
Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
And he lives up to the name as he uses his versatile tractor to make
the earth take the shape that I want it to take.
And the Allens fire up their John Deere 3032E compact tractor to
grow about 9 acres of flowers.
Because the beauty of having land is deciding how to make it yours. There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
I can't help but get the two of them confused.
Between Drake and Airport Road and their second location on North Memorial Parkway, just north of Winchester Road. Valley Equipment is locally owned and has more skid steers, excavators, and lifts than anyone in the area, plus all the small tools that you need to get the job done like a pro. And if you are a pro, you need to check out the new North location now because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that His mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
Do you know that your car or truck or SUV may be worth up to 30 or 40% more than it was last year? It's true. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and now is the perfect time to trade up to a gold certified or blue certified pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or crossover. While our new vehicle inventory continues to build back, our Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles are nearing 100 models to choose from, and a good variety too. Woody Anderson Ford Gold certified vehicles are 6 years or younger with less than 80,000 miles and have passed 172-point inspection by factory certified technicians. They have a 14-day, 1,000-mile money-back guarantee, a great comprehensive limited warranty, 24-hour roadside assistance, and go home with full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. Get nearly a new ride and none of the worries. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan Spartman, hope to see you soon.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. We're going to make a pretty solid run at 90 degrees. Looks like the vast majority of us probably going to end up falling just shy. Isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible through the heart of the afternoon, early into the evening. The vast majority of Friday night football games are going to be fine. It is going to be disgustingly humid, but temperature-wise, looks like we're going to hang out in the upper 70s and lower 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Live local shows.
Hello.
Live local play-by-play.
Oh, now's a good time to check the radio.
Plus, the power of ESPN Radio. It's all right here. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Segment of the Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by Valley Equipment Rental with 2 locations to serve you better. It's Valley Equipment Rental. Get in and get your equipment rented by after 2 o'clock this afternoon. Pick it up. You got it all the way until Monday, so you can get a lot done here on this last weekend before a big weekend of college football. We got a little weekend of college football this weekend, but Valley Equipment Rental, I was in the North location store earlier this week. It is spectacular. What Ross Roberts and his crew are doing over there is incredible. And they got everything you need. I mean, they got more lifts and skid steers and mini excavators and power washers up the yin-yang. They were power washing their power washers. They had so many power washers. It was ridiculous. All right, we're going to change the name of this from Football Friday to Trainwreck Friday. All right, it's been a flat-out train wreck. I need to apologize to Wolverine Dan. Wolverine Dan, in fact, does know how to call a show. We're going to put this one on Honcho. I mean, Honcho didn't... See, we have 2 radio stations now. But the phone system feeds one or the other. And Honcho didn't switch it back when he got done with the blitz. He's got to throw a switch to get it back over here. So it was a snafu on our part. So I apologize to Wolverine Dan. We'll get him in on the trifecta here in a little bit. But it was not Wolverine Dan's fault, okay? Not Wolverine Dan's fault. The Vols fan. Is that right, Grizz? I mean, should I put it on him, or do you want to own a little piece of it, like a 70-30 maybe split, maybe like a 65-35?
I mean, I'm here. I should know better.
Oh, still. It's gracious almighty.
Anyway.
All right. Music's firing
get it
late.
rolling.
We couldn't get Chris. I mean, it. I'll tell you what. Trainwreck. Let's see if we can save. You know who could save this show for us is Chris Lee
from Vandy Sports. I mean, he can do it from vandysports.com. Chris, welcome to the show, man. You got to save us.
Those are high expectations, my friend.
But they are high expectations. We're like Vanderbilt last year, not Vanderbilt this year. We're like Vanderbilt last year. You know, we're just we're having a hard time finding our groove. How are you doing, my friend? I haven't talked to you in a while. Chris Lee and I go way back. We used to do some pregame stuff as well for Vandy football back in the day when I was in Nashville. And so, how are you?
I'm great. I'm blessed to be healthy and covering another football season.
Yeah, it is another football season. All right, we got to get one thing out of the way first and foremost, okay? I'm having a hard time figuring out what the hell Vandy's logo is these days. Oh. Is it the Star V? Is it going to be the new Star V, which I actually really like a lot, that one. Why is it not coming out till 2023? They changed the V on the helmet this year, didn't they? They went from an old-looking V that didn't really look like a V to a new V. But what the hell are they doing over there? Are they having a hard time figuring out who they are or what?
You know, I'm going to have some good things to say about the direction of their football program and their athletics program, but they've got to get past this need to fix things that aren't broken.
Yeah.
The logo was not broken. It was beloved. I just think that was an awful move. I think that I'm not going to say they didn't count the cost because I wasn't in on those meetings, but, I mean, you got that logo plastered everywhere, and you've got to take it off of sidewalks, buildings, all kinds of stuff. I mean, they could have at least made it easier by sort of going in between and maybe keeping the new V with the star, and then it's less clunky or less, I don't know, the transition's a little bit easier, but I just thought that was fixing what is not broken, and there's still plenty over there that's broken. I've never been a fan of the move. You'll never make me a fan of the move.
So you don't even like the new one for next year, the new Star V with the V in front of bigger than the star? I mean, because I actually don't like that. I actually like that. It doesn't look bad. That's kind of a cool logo. But they need uniformity. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, is something something may have developed that I haven't seen this morning or this week. I mean, you get knee deep in your own stuff, and sometimes don't look out the window. But I mean, if they put the Star V, if they put that as part of the Star logo, then I'm good with it, I think, or better with it. But I just didn't get the need to take the star off. And I mean, I think most of the new material I'm seeing, like you look at the coaches' shirts and stuff like that, you're just seeing the V and not the star, and that's what just kind of bothers me. And look, Tom, there are not a lot of things that are classic and universally applauded at Vanderbilt. I mean, they don't have traditions, they don't have a lot of things, but that logo was one thing that I think everybody thought was cool and identified them, and again, the need to go mostly away from that. I just didn't get. People can disagree with me, but I thought that was just a cool, clean, classic logo, and I think a lot of people believe that too.
Yeah. The one I'm looking at is supposedly going to be rolled out for 2023 for all sports. It's the new V, the modern V, but it's over the top of a star, and it's kind of okay. So it's not inside the star; it's over the top of the star. But it's actually pretty cool. You can check that out. But the bigger thing is what they're going to look like on the football field. They went from like a pick'em in this game to a pretty big favorite. They're like a 9-point favorite in this game. And you know, Clark Lee, I don't know how this is going to go. He's Vandy through and through, but he's doing everything in his power to try and get people to respect Vanderbilt and legitimize what they're doing over there. But first things first, got to win some football games.
Tom, there were 18 practices they had. We were able to watch just about every minute of every one of them. I don't know if anybody else in the Power 5 did that this year.
No.
We're in a time where coaches guard this stuff as if they're nuclear secrets. That was extremely helpful to us. And I think it was a good move because he's in a spot where he's having to convince people to care. I think that you want as much information about your program out there as you can get. That way, if you're 2-9 late in the season, but there's some freshmen that are playing that haven't been playing, somebody like me can say, yeah, I saw this kid in fall camp, and this is where I think they've got a brighter future. I don't know what the calculus that went into everything Clark did to open practice up, but I can't help but think that was part of it. Look, he's got a tough job. I mean, I know that's been said before. the program, and Tom, I've covered them 20 years. I've seen a lot of bad football. And Vandy football can bring it down to a new level, but what he took over was the worst I've ever seen. I don't know. I mean, you tell me. I don't think I've ever seen an SEC program that had nobody drafted and just two guys that that got invited to an NFL camp. That's what their class was last year that left. Everything was bad. The talent was horrible. He's got a massive rebuild. I think it's starting to look up, and I'm happy to talk to you about why I think that and where I think that is. But my goodness, that just the mountain he's had to climb. I've said this often. I think it was very evident even in one of the games they won last year. They're playing UConn, and UConn is probably a little more athletic than they are, even though Vanderbilt wins that game. I thought that was very telling as to the state of the program, that and the draft figure.
You know, and it's crazy to even say this. People wouldn't even believe it. In Nick Saban's first year at Alabama, after he took over, the year he took over Mike Shula's team, the following spring, Alabama did not have a player drafted. Not in the first round. Wow. They didn't have a player drafted at all. The Alabama Crimson did not have a player drafted in the 2008 NFL draft. And, so that was amazing. Of course, he's got different resources there. But, yeah, this has been crazy. Now, let me just ask you, I got to get this out of the way. Were you the one that voted for Vanderbilt to win the SEC East? It wasn't you, was it?
No, I think somebody does that every year. I don't.
It's the first time they ever got a first-place vote. That's the first time they've ever gotten a first-place vote.
I thought somebody did that last year. No, that was not me. In fact,
Okay.
I didn't vote this year, but I would have. Had I voted, I would have voted them seventh.
There you go. So let's talk about why you are high on this team and start with the quarterback, Mike Wright, which a lot of people like, the 6'4", 195-pound junior. Tell me more about him.
Well, let me clarify. I'm more high on the direction of the program than I am this team. I think this team has got some pretty glaring deficiencies. One of them may be quarterback, where I think Mike can really run and make some plays, and he's a leader that those kids buy into. Unfortunately, I didn't see, and I did see some improvement in accuracy, but I didn't see as much as I wanted to see. I think once the throws go beyond 10 yards and outside the hash marks, it becomes difficult for him. But also, he's a 10-800-meter guy. And you can make up for a lot of mistakes and bad plays by busting off one 60-yard run, which he is capable of doing. He's going to be their guy going into the opener. How long it lasts, I don't know. I think A.J. Swan is going to end this season as their quarterback. But anyway, you've got that. I think you've got Ray Davis, who's a running back who transferred from Temple, would have been their main back a year ago, played a little bit, got hurt. Ray came back stronger than ever. I think he's probably an NFL draft pick. I think they've got some draft picks on the other side of the ball, potentially. I love Jalen Mahoney. I think he's got a chance to get drafted late with a good senior year. Dericky Wright, who's a kid from Alabama, has been given a starting assignment. I think he's maybe their most talented player on defense. I'm very interested to see what he can do. They've got Anthony Orji, who did get some legitimate All-SEC mentions. They got a kid named Kane Patterson, who transferred from Clemson, who's going to be splitting time with Ethan Barr at that linebacker spot. And Ethan had a good year a year ago. But Kane, I just think, is better sideline to sideline, and is going to split time with him. And I apologize for my dog there. I've got on the world's loudest dog, and he's getting worked up over something, so I'm moving rooms. But, I think there are things to like. I mean, a year ago, I looked at them in fall camp and said, man, I don't know that I can look anywhere on either side of the ball and see a guy that I know is going to be drafted or I think has got a good shot to get drafted. I think they've done a better job of developing the guys that they've got on the roster that they inherited. You can now see where some of those guys may be draftable commodities. And I think the freshman class they brought in is definitely a step or two above what they've had athletically, and that's across the board, every one of them.
The previous regime had, gave Derek Mason a lot of time to get this thing right after James Franklin. And again, it feels like a million years ago. Franklin was the one that started it, letting everybody at practice. I used to do the show from practice. I mean, literally.
I'm standing here on the Thom Abraham patio of the Vanderbilt football facility where you broadcasted your show.
I mean, I do the show from practice. I'd be telling everybody what was going on and everything else. he knew what he needed to do to try and build. People forget they were 5-3 in the SEC, that they won 9 games and they were that kind of a deal. Mason got a long time. Does Clark Lee, does he get that kind of time to do, what you think? If you think the direction is right, does he get the 4 or 5 years that he needs, even if it's another, say, 3-win season?
Oh, I don't think there's much doubt. He was the chancellor's handpicked guy. Tim Corbin was, I'm not going to say the guy that recommended it to him, but he and Tim have been close for a while, and I know that Tim was heavily involved in that process. And if Tim thinks the guy's right for Vanderbilt and can win, I think that's where you got to sit up and listen. Again, it is going to be a long rebuild. I don't know when they get back to respectability. If that's the end of this year, if that's next year sometime, which probably seems more likely. But I think he's convinced a lot of people. He's got them headed in the right direction. There's a lot of Corbin-like qualities in Clark Lee. And, yeah, I think just because of who picked him, that being the chancellor again, he's going to get a pretty long leash. And frankly, he's going to need one because I've seen some bad times for Vanderbilt football, but the shape that Derek Mason left them in after his firing and it wasn't just talent. It was so many other things that I don't have time to get into. It's the worst I've ever seen it. And it's, I think, an even bigger challenge to dig out of than he knew when he took the job.
Yeah, and he took over the best situation that they've had, which makes it even more tragic that it was allowed to deteriorate the way it did. There is a thought. I want to know if you share this thought. They win this game against Hawaii, which, like I said, Vanderbilt's been growing and growing as far as they're being favored in the game. They win this game again. They come home and they play Elon. Wake Forest doesn't have their quarterback. Wake Forest is a totally different team without that stud quarterback that they've got. I don't know when he's coming back. I haven't followed up on it to see what the story is there. And then they're up at Northern Illinois. Look, they can be 2-2 by the time they go to Tuscaloosa. They could be 4-0 when they go to Tuscaloosa. Got to take care of Hawaii, though.
Yeah, Dory Noqua started that train this week, and I think some people have jumped on board. But let's not forget, this is the same team. It was about a 20-point favorite against ETSU last year. The opener. No, look, I think they're going to win the game. I think they're going to win the game by double digits. But that's getting out a little bit ahead of things. But, yeah, I mean, you look at it, if they beat Hawaii, they should beat Elon at home. I'm not as convinced as other people that they've got a great shot against Wake Forest with Hartman out, but they've got a shot. And Northern Illinois is a place where I've been. In fact, I went to watch my nephew. He played at Wyoming last year. I went up to watch a game there. I mean, that environment is hardly intimidating. The stands were half full the day I went, and that was, late September of a year for a team that ended up winning the MAC. So it's not going to be a very intimidating environment to play in. If they can win a couple of those other games, I think they've got a shot in that one. That's a lot of ifs, and I still don't buy that they can beat Wake Forest, but they might. But first things first, you've got to beat Hawaii. And if they don't, I think that's, I hate to use the word disaster, but it certainly, I think, would damper a lot of faith that people have that this is getting better.
This place they're going to play this game in against Hawaii holds 9,000 people or 9,500 people, something like this. And their AD said that it's going to be the atmosphere there. It'll feel like it's 90,000 people. Well, Vandy plays in the SEC. They've played in front of 80 and 90,000 people. This little stadium, it's going to be a weird atmosphere out there, I think, at Hawaii even.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say it's going to be a little tamer than when they go to Alabama and Georgia and places they've been. I think I know what he was getting at, but I found that funny, the comment that Vanderbilt didn't know what it was walking. Heck, it walks into hostility in its own stadium. I think they're going to be prepared for Hawaii.
Yeah, hostility in their own stadium. All right, but you are hopeful going forward, not necessarily for this season. I am at 3-9 this season. I am losing to Wake Forest, but I am at 3-9 this season, and unfortunately, I don't have them winning a league game. I have another 0-8 in the league. I don't know where there's a league win that comes from them, but what is your high watermark for them this year?
3-9 is exactly what I expect. I think they'll win the first two. They'll probably go into Northern Illinois as a slight underdog. I like them to win that game as we sit here now, just because I think they're going to pick up a third somewhere, and that seems more likely. If it's not that, the best possibility might be a road trip to Missouri. But other than that, it's really hard to see them beating an SEC team.
Always appreciate it. Great talking to you. Chris Lee has been our guest, talking some Vandy. Chris, I appreciate you, man.
Anytime. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I mean, it's a fun little stadium. Looks like a decent high school football stadium that you might find in, a big school in Alabama or Texas or Florida. Not Florida. Florida really doesn't have decent high school stadiums.
Shoot, when I coached over at Whitesburg, they gave us somehow scored a great deal of being able to take the team to a Vandy-Auburn game at Vandy and sat on like the 50-yard line. It was amazing. Yeah. Nobody was there, obviously. But
Auburn fans might have been
Auburn
there.
fans showed up, but it wasn't. There were sections that were barren. Trust me. When we went, so
the first year I got
this was
to
2009 or 10, I think.
First year I got to Nashville, they hosted Alabama, and they had Alabama on the schedule. This is pre-Nick Saban, and you could buy season tickets for Vanderbilt for $120. And Alabama fans bought all the tickets because you can't buy a $120 seat in the lower bowl at Alabama. You know what I mean? Have a good seat. No. So you could see Alabama play in that little stadium in Vanderbilt in Nashville, which is the size of the lower bowl of Alabama, not even the size of the lower bowl of Alabama, for $120. So what people did was they had Vanderbilt was like having all these things about it was the highest season ticket sales they've ever had before. It was because all the Alabama fans bought the tickets, and then they sold the tickets to the other games for like $5 a piece. You can have all the other tickets for $5 a piece or something like that. It was crazy. All right, let's get a break. When we come back, Wolverine Dan, mea culpa. That means we apologize. You'll get your shot at the trifecta next, right here. Phone lines are open, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Here's something to get your tailgating in gear this football season. Brooks & Collier have the perfect selection of outdoor furniture for your dream backyard and the biggest selection of grills from Big Green Egg, Traeger, Blaze, Memphis, and Montalpi. Football season is grilling season. Lucy and Ivy, they're just waiting on something to fall off the grill. And remember, you could qualify for 12 months deferred interest with Synchrony Bank. Brooks & Collier, 813 Meridian Street and at brooksandcollier.com.
Thom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
And now a small business setback, delivered by a kind French stranger.
Monsieur, there was an accident. The windshield of your catering van is, how do you say, kaput? But Progressive has an extensive network of repair shops. Now, we sing about the old days. Brave marin revient de guerre.
When things go wrong with your small business, it's comforting to know you have Progressive Commercial. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Croissance for everyone. Brave
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
If you or a loved one is suffering with mental health issues, call Integrated Behavioral Health. IBH's highly skilled team of trained psychiatrists and therapists can help you through the most difficult times of your life. IBH is now open in Madison and Decatur, and we are welcoming new patients. Don't let the stress of mental health issues drag you down. Call 855-422-1618. Integrated Behavioral Health. We can help. Call 855-422-1618.
The Braves are out to defend their world title, and it all starts now as the push to the playoffs heats up in Atlanta.
Next pitch to Riley. Swung on, hammered to deep center. Hey, the man! Home run!
Tonight, the Braves look to keep the National League wins rolling as they head into Busch Stadium for a weekend with the St. Louis Cardinals. Braves Radio's on the air at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central on the Braves Radio Network.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. We're going to make a pretty solid run at 90 degrees. Looks like the vast majority of us probably going to end up falling just shy. Isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible through the heart of the afternoon, early into the evening. The vast majority of Friday night football games are going to be fine. It is going to be disgustingly humid, but temperature-wise, looks like we're going to hang out in the upper 70s and lower 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Listen to Buckhorn High School football all season long.
Landrum down near the goal line, and he's in for the Bucks touchdown.
On 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Phone lines are open now if you want to get in. 256-576-4977. We'll get you into the show. This segment of the show is brought to you by TOC Sports and the trainers from Huntsville Hospital who do a great job tonight all over the Tennessee Valley, taking care of so many teams with their trainers. And, of course, tonight the after-hours clinic will be open down at the hospital, at Huntsville Hospital, at the Pediatric Care Center. And, look, they hope that it's empty. They hope it's quiet. They hope it's just a nice, quiet night down there. They'll be listening to the games on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and on Zone 2 and Zone 3 and following the high school scoreboard show, the Woody Anderson Ford High School scoreboard show coming up at 8:30 on the Blitz and then on the Zone after the Buckhorn game. So that's what they'll be doing down there. Hopefully it's just quiet and they can just listen to the games and have a nice, quiet evening. But if you need them, they're there. If you need them, they're there. All right, the after-hours clinic is there for everybody tonight. All right, as I said, the lines are open if you want to jump in. We do have our first Friday trifecta of the season for you. I know it's not what you'll expect next week. And next week it's going to be a much sexier Friday trifecta. I get that. But we do have some college football here. So we've got the Northwestern Nebraska game in here. We got the Hawaii Vandy game in here. We got the Braves and the Cardinals in here. That is your trifecta. Braves and Cardinals for the 3-game series. Then we have a tiebreaker from Daytona. We want a manufacturer. Just give us a Ford, a Chevy, or a Toyota. You don't have to give us a car. All you got to do is say Ford, Chevy, or Toyota. You can get in through the text window. You can get in online. And at the top of the hour, Alan Bell will be joining us from CBS Sportsline. We'll talk some NFL football with him. Let me get Crimson Carl in here. Crimson Carl, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, sir?
I am fantastic. Good to hear from you.
Yes, sir.
Want to get a piece of this thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Northwestern plus 11.5 at Nebraska, or in I should say in Dublin against Nebraska.
Across the pond.
Yes.
Let's take Nebraska.
Johnny the Jet Dodgers just tore them loose from their shoe.
Greatest play in Nebraska history. Hawaii plus 9.5 at home against Vandy.
Well, June Jones isn't there anymore, so let's take Vandy.
I'm standing here on the Thom Abraham patio of the Vanderbilt football facility.
3-game series, Braves or Cards in St. Louis.
Hey, I'm a Cardinals fan. I got to go with the Redbirds.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
And in Daytona, your tiebreaker, Ford, Chevy, or Toyota to win at Daytona this weekend.
Well, I'm a Kyle Busch fan, and there's a lot of problems over there with that. So let's take Chevy.
Hit the pace car. Hit the pace car. Hit the pace car.
All right, we got you in Crimson, Carl.
Thank you, sir.
Good stuff by him. All right, we get our top of the hour break in here. When we come back, Alan Bell joining us for some NFL talk. Did anybody watch any of the games yesterday? I watched, by the time I got home, they were replaying the 49ers game against the Texans, and I just wanted to see this Trey Lance again. I don't get it. I'll be honest
still
with
confused.
you. I don't
the
get
arm,
it.
the arm talent. I don't know.
I don't get. I watched he played the first quarter. I watched the first quarter. I don't get it. I don't see it, man. What are they doing with Jimmy? Jimmy just like in purgatory? I mean, what if they open up and they're struggling, and they still got Jimmy? Crazy. Alan Bell's next. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
What's better than Valley Equipment Rental? 2 Valley Equipment Rentals, and that's just what we have now. The original on the South Memorial Parkway between Drake and Airport Road, and their second location on North Memorial Parkway just north of Winchester Road. Valley Equipment is locally owned and has more skid steers, excavators, and lifts than anyone in the area, plus all the small tools that you need to get the job done like a pro. And if you are a pro, you need to check out the new North location now because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Major League Baseball will send players to South Korea for a postseason tour in the league's first trip to that country since 1922. The games between an MLB team and players from the South Korean League will take place November 11th and 12th and 14th and 15th. Rays first baseman Ji-Man Choi, Blue Jays pitcher Hyun-Jin Ryu, and Padres infielder Ha-Sung Kim are South Koreans currently in the major leagues. Yankee slugger Giancarlo Stanton expecting to be back in the lineup tonight against the A's, 9:40 Eastern, ESPN+. He went 1 for 4 with 3 RBI last night in his return for New York after missing about a month with left Achilles tendonitis. Surgery today for Cowboys left tackle Tyron Smith on the torn left hamstring he sustained at practice on Wednesday. ESPN's Todd Archer and Adam Schefter had reported it's unlikely that Smith returns before December.
This will turn journalism on its ear.
Watch our stream on WZZN TV on Twitch and YouTube.
But you are the greatest hero in American history.
We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
2 NFL preseason games tonight. The Packers a 1-point favorite at the Chiefs, 36 the over-under, and the 49ers minus 3.5 at the Texans, 41.5 the set total. The Saints minus 3 at home Friday against the Chargers. The Falcons a 4-point home favorite against Jacksonville Saturday. The 2022 Tour Championship underway today. Scotty Scheffler, the odds-on favorite to win it at plus 210. Patrick Cantlay at plus 350. Xander Schauffele at plus 650. And Rory McIlroy at plus 900. Red Hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwiners.com.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. We're going to make a pretty solid run at 90 degrees. Looks like the vast majority of us probably going to end up falling just shy. Isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible through the heart of the afternoon, early into the evening. The vast majority of Friday night football games are going to be fine. It is going to be disgustingly humid, but temperature-wise, looks like we're going to hang out in the upper 70s and lower 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Catch the Tide every Saturday. Hi, this is Chris Stewart of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Listen to Alabama football on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Roll Tide.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live. Here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like Elle McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show. Glad that you are with us here on a Football Friday in the Doghouse. This segment of the show is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, which brings you to Woody Anderson Ford, North Alabama High School Scoreboard Show tonight beginning at 8:30 on the Blitz, and then moving over to the Zone. Well, it'll still be on the Blitz, but you'll have it on the Zone on the air after the Buckhorn game tonight against Helena. So we'll have that there. And then, of course, on all of our streams, once all the games are over, you'll be able to hear it basically on all of our channels. Once the games are all over, we remind you that you'll be able to listen to the Madison Academy game against Randolph on Zone 2 and Zone 3. On Zone 2, it'll be Steve Moulton, and on Zone 3, it'll be Austin Coletti with the play-by-play. And because we are bringing you all season long, both Madison Academy and Randolph, and they're playing each other this week. So we thought this would be really fun. You know what I mean? This would be really cool to do. And they're also going to have the we're going to have the 97.7 ESPN The Zone TOC tent out there at Randolph School. We got pennants to give away. We got decals to give away. We got swag from TOC to give away. We got other stuff. So you can come on by, see Captain Cool. He'll be in the tent after they get off the air with the afternoon blitz, which they'll be doing from the rooftop of the press box there from 2 to 4 this afternoon. So all kinds of good stuff going on. Moulton's going to get his sweat on down there. That's for sure. I know he's going to get on down there, and, he'll get that taken care of. How are we doing with Alan Bell? Any luck?
Still trying. I hadn't heard back from him. I sent him a text message. I hadn't heard anything yet.
I heard you yelling in my ear. I wasn't sure what that was.
Yeah. I was saying he ain't ready.
Oh, okay.
He ain't ready.
He
ain't ready.
All right. So phone lines are open now if you want to get in on this trifecta. It's our first trifecta of the year because we do have college football games. We got college football scheduled this weekend. I'm interested enough to watch the Nebraska Northwestern game from Dublin. I hope that's on grass. And I'll watch Hawaii Vandy. I'll watch the Hawaii Vandy game and check that out some. And there are other games that, to be honest with you, Saturday we're going to be celebrating the Junkyard Babe's birthday, Saturday afternoon. So we'll be doing a little bit of that, cutting a cake. I got to cut the grass. Got to do some stuff there. But there's enough games to where I'll check out some of the stuff. Every single game except for one is on TV. There's 11 games tomorrow. The only one that's not on TV, as far as I can tell, is the North Texas UTEP game, which actually would be pretty good. But I don't see that being on TV anywhere. Fox will have Nebraska at Northwestern in Dublin at Aviva Stadium in Dublin at 11:30. I think in Dublin it'll be 6:30. 6:30, 7:30, something like that. Austin P at Western Kentucky is on the CBS Sports Network at 11 o'clock. Idaho State at UNLV on the CBS Sports Network after that one. The UConn at Utah State game is on FS1 at 3 if you want to check out, Utah State, which will be in Tuscaloosa on September 3rd. So if you want to check that out, there's some interest there. The Wyoming at Illinois game is on the Big Ten Network at 3. Check that out. Watch a little bit of that. Duquesne at Florida State, 4 o'clock on the ACC Network. That might be tough. Charlotte at Florida Atlantic at 6 on CBS Sports Network. CBS Sports Network has 4 games. They've got the Austin P game, followed by the Idaho State UNLV game, followed by the Charlotte Florida Atlantic game, followed by the nightcap, which is Vandy at Hawaii. Nevada at New Mexico State, 9 o'clock on ESPN2. That's the only game on ESPN. Because they're all Little League World Series stuff. And then Florida A&M to Rattlers at North Carolina. That's on the ACC Network. So the ACC Network has a double dip. Duquesne at Florida State at 4, followed by Florida A&M at North Carolina. Yeah, I've been watching some college football on Saturday. Going to do it. Let's go to lines. Brandon is up. Brandon, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Want to get in on the trifecta and wanted to tell you I had to fly the other day, had a long flight, and they were showing the Batman movie, the Robert Pattinson, on there for free. And, oh, dear God, was it awful. You did not miss the mark when you talked about how bad it was.
It was bad.
Wow.
I mean, it was boring, and it was bad. I didn't like it.
So on the way back, I watched Platoon to make up for it and felt a lot better about myself.
And I think the Catwoman movie got canceled.
Gotcha.
I think they made the whole movie, and then they canceled the movie. Right? They didn't even release it.
Yeah, it was so bad. They said I think it tested like a 30% amongst people that saw it. Yeah. A lot of theaters said that, some of the theater screeners said that they didn't even want to put it in their theaters. They thought it was so bad.
Wow. That is bad. All right. And I saw something. What did I see just not too long ago? I know I saw the Top Gun. That was very good. Maverick is outstanding. But I think we actually went and saw something else. It was something I wanted to see, and I just can't think of it now. But we saw it at our little theater here downtown. $6 tickets. $6 tickets. I mean, it's normally $7, but, if you're over 55, $6 tickets, which is, I got a lot more money now than I did when I was, in my 20s. They got that thing screwed up. I think they should give discounts to people in their 20s, and then I think you should pay full ride from the time you're like 30 to 70, and then when you retire and you're on a fixed income, then like over 70. Why in the hell are they giving deals to people my age? I got more money now than I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, if I were giving deals to people at 30, you could get your wife to buy them because, happy birthday to her.
Yes.
Nobody would ever think she's 55.
No, you wouldn't. I wouldn't even let her have her AARP card. I'm like that. And they send you the AARP stuff at 50. You start getting that stuff at 50. She had an envelope addressed to her AARP, and I said, just throw that away. You're not even putting that in your purse.
And I think you were talking about looking for something to watch on Netflix. Have you watched the series about Val Kilmer?
Oh God, no, I didn't. I heard about it. I didn't. I was so sad when I read about him. I didn't want to.
It's actually pretty good.
Is it?
It's a lot of perseverance in it, and it's just Val Kilmer being Val Kilmer despite the voice problems. But I watched it after we saw Top Gun Maverick. I was like, I want to watch this, check this out. It just I had a lot of respect for Val after that.
When you get to my age, you don't want to watch people decaying and falling apart and getting old and stuff like that. It's just. I tell you what, I said this the other day and I posted it. When I saw that picture of Dan Hampton and Mongo McMichael, I was visibly shaken. I mean, that rattled me bad to see Mongo McMichael like that. It was very, very bothersome.
It was like that one time they just
got the ALS.
Yeah, well, it was like when they put Mike Dick on for him to talk,
God,
and they didn't even clean him up, and it was like
and comb his hair.
You're gonna make him look absolutely awful to put him out there like that.
And he was mumbling. He didn't shave. He had a blanket across his lap. You know, like old people. I'm like, where does this blanket across the lap thing come in? I'm not to the blanket across the lap thing. If you see me at the draft and I got the blanket across my lap while I'm making my picks, you know that I'm finna check out.
Yeah, that's where Lee Corso was about, 5 years ago?
Oh, man. I wore shorts last night. I was looking at that video last night. I looked at that video you posted, Grizz. You know what? I look all right. I'm not looking okay.
Look pretty good. Look pretty like a tank.
I looked okay. I looked all right. You know, I need to lose 40 pounds, but I look all right.
Did you do any karaoke?
No, I don't karaoke.
Okay. I can see you doing a little Elvis up there. Slim Elvis, not Fat Elvis.
No, not Fat Elvis.
Sure put that in there.
Yeah.
Not Fat
Elvis. You got to put that part in there, yeah. Yeah, young Elvis. Elvis in 1970 when he did that comeback show, and he had the black leather on, and he did the comeback show on the TV. 1970-something Elvis. You'd have to go back. You don't know. You'd have to go back and look. You weren't even born in 1970.
I was not. I came around in 82.
82? God, I got you're the age of my second oldest child. I could be your daddy. My second oldest was born in 82.
Yeah, it's been my 40th birthday's coming in October.
You're young.
Trying to figure out how big of a party it's going to be.
Yeah, you're just a puppy. All right, give me your picks here. Northwestern gets 11.5 in Dublin against Nebraska.
So conflicted about this one. I'm going to take Nebraska to cover just because of my guy John Freaky at 92.9 in Atlanta that I dearly love. I'm going to take them to cover.
Johnny the Jet Badgers just tore them loose from their shoe.
That is the greatest play in Nebraska football history. That is the punt return against Oklahoma in a 35-31 win, game of the century. 1970. Look it up, Grizz. Game of the 1971. I'm going to say 1971, Nebraska, Oklahoma. Johnny the Jet Rodgers won the Heisman Trophy on that play right there, just like when Johnny Manziel won the Heisman Trophy, throwing that bobbled pass for a touchdown against Alabama, and that's it. Boom, give him the trophy. That's when Johnny the Jet Rodgers won the Heisman, did nothing in the NFL. All right, Hawaii at home in their little 9,000-seat stadium gets 9.5. Hawaii gets 9.5 against Vanderbilt.
I'm taking Vandy in this one. I think Hawaii's just sad at this point.
I'm standing here on the Thom Abraham patio of the Vanderbilt football facility.
Glory days of Vandy football. I did pregame for Vandy for 3 years. The Braves at the Cardinals, 3-game series.
I'm taking the Braves. After what they did to the Mets, they showed me that if they really want to play ball, they can take it to anybody.
Can't help yourself, can you, Grizz? Every time I fire that, Grizz's arm starts chopping. Can't help himself. All right.
Were you there? Were you there during the James Franklin days?
Yeah, that was James Franklin saying it. That was James Franklin sitting with me as I was doing my show during summer camp from the back patio of the of the Vanderbilt football facility. And James is a friend, and we still text every once in a while. And I did pregame during his era when he was there. I mean, that was halcyon days back in the day.
They should have tried to have kept him. They should have paid him whatever he wanted to stay. That's the best that football program's been, in my lifetime that I know of ever.
Well, what you got to remember is that James is from Central Pennsylvania. That is his dream job. I mean, that was the job that he wanted more than anything. And so when that opportunity came up, it was pretty obvious that James Franklin would be, if that job had ever opened up, nobody thought it would open up that quickly. Bill O'Brien got that gig in the NFL. Everybody thought he was going to stay, for a while there. And when that thing opened up, we knew James was going to be gone. Plus, the ceiling is just so much higher. I mean, you could stay there all you want. Think about it for a minute. What is the best you can possibly do? Win 9 games and get another job. There's no way you could go any further than what he had done.
Probably stay there for 20 years and make $250 million.
And they paid, I'll tell you what, they paid some serious money. Here's the whole cut, by the way.
I'm standing here on the Thom Abraham patio of the Vanderbilt football facility where you've broadcasted your show. I mean, you think I was kidding. This is actually, we renamed it the Thom Abraham patio at the Vanderbilt football practice facility. Got your name up there, got lights. It's unbelievable. Got people serving lemonades and fresh watermelon and everything else.
Yeah, lemonade and fresh watermelon.
That's the life right there.
Yeah.
In
Living large. Living large on the back patio.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. They serve lemonade and watermelon at the DFL last night?
We had some lemonade, but I don't know about watermelon. I think the Junkyard Babe had a lemonade, actually. But we did not have any watermelon last night. Give me a car at Daytona. Ford, Chevy, or Toyota?
What is Kyle Busch driving these days?
Toyota.
He's driving a Toyota thing. I'll take him. He's just.
You don't have to take a driver. All you got to do is take a manufacturer. You get all of them. You get all the Toyotas or all the Chevys or all the Fords.
Oh, I'll have to take
You're just picking a manufacturer. No, you don't have to pick a driver. You just give me a manufacturer. What'll win? Would a Ford, a Chevy, or a Toyota win the race?
Chevrolet.
No, he didn't slam you. He didn't bump you. He didn't nudge you. He rubbed you. And rubbing, son, is racing.
There you go. You're in.
The greatest parts in that movie ever when he kicks the side of the car when nobody says, "Look, the side we don't have to fix." And he kicks a dent in it and said, "I don't want you to be spoiled." If there was ever an epitome of my father in life, it was that clip in that movie.
I prefer when he's teaching Nicole Kidman about drafting using the sugar packets.
That's pretty good, too.
That's a pretty good scene. All right, we got you in.
Roll Tide, brother.
Roll Tide.
I lost Bama Twin. Sorry.
Nebraska beat number 2 Oklahoma 35-31 in Norman, Thanksgiving Day, 1971, Grizz.
On point.
I nailed it. I was 11 years old. 1971. After all, it was the signature highlight of the game of the century. The best of the best in a rare game that lived up to the billing. Rodgers now 70. What? How can Johnny Rodgers be 70? Rodgers now 70.
Might have been this article. I don't know how old it is.
Still lives on the north side. Well,
yeah, no, 2021.
He could be even older than that.
2021.
Yeah. 70. Still lives on the north side of his hometown, Omaha, Nebraska. There you go. 70. Are you kidding me? Keith, the Michigan fan, is up. Keith, how'd you like that 3-second wait there?
Hey, that was pretty fast. You caught me by surprise.
Well, we're getting to the end of the segment, so I figured I better get you in.
All right. Will these picks add points for the end of the year like last year?
Yeah, these are all. Okay. This is part of the grand trifecta, along with the the win totals. But, yeah, this is part of the grand trifecta. This is the first week of the regular games. Now, starting next week, we'll have all football the rest of the way. But I only like 2 football games today.
Okay, well, give them to me.
Northwestern gets 11.5 against Nebraska in Dublin.
I'm going to go with Nebraska.
Johnny the Jet Rogers just tore them loose from their shoe.
Now, see, you're old enough to remember, right? You know Johnny the Jet.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Johnny Rogers? Yeah.
Also, Nebraska, I think they lost a bunch of games last year only by less than a touchdown.
Yes, they did, including at Oklahoma. They had a bunch of close games last year. I thought Nebraska was really close, and I'm glad they kept Scott Frost so he can win another national championship like he won at UCF. But I'm glad they kept them because, one more year and see what they can do this year, see if they continue to improve. Hawaii gets 9.5 at Vandy.
At Vandy, I'm going to go with Vandy.
Going to take Vanderbilt there.
I'm standing here on the Thom Abraham patio of the Vanderbilt football facility.
Tells you everything you need to know about Vanderbilt football. I'm using a Penn State coach on Vanderbilt. The Braves are at the Cardinals for the series, 3-game series. Braves or Cardinals?
I'm going to take the Cardinals.
So you're
Braves
telling me there's a chance.
Say it again.
They've been winning so much.
Yeah.
It's about time for them to, lose at least one series in a while.
And just give me a manufacturer, Ford, Chevy, or Toyota at Daytona, final regular season race.
Now, I don't know anything about auto racing, so you say just pick a car, Ford.
Yeah. Just pick. It's all you got to do is pick a manufacturer, Ford.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
All right, we got you in.
My wife bought a Ford Taurus from Woody Anderson 6 years ago. It had 20,000 miles on it. It only has 42,000 miles on it now.
Would she drive to church back and forth, right? That's all she does, drive back and forth to church.
Well, she was driving back and forth to work, but since she works from home for the last 2 years, she don't go anywhere to her sister's house and back home. That's it. And that's once a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
all right,
crazy.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
All right. Let me give you the whole call, because this is one of the greatest calls ever.
Kick gets high.
Listen to this.
It holds up there. Rogers takes the ball at the 30. He's hit and got away. Back upfield to the 35, to the 40. He's to the 45. He's to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 20, to the 10. He's all the way home. Holy moly. Man, woman, and child did that. Put them in the aisles. Johnny the Jet Rogers just tore them loose from their shoe.
Holy moly. Man, woman, and child. Can I get holy moly into my game tonight?
All knows you better.
I want to get a holy moly man, woman, and child into my broadcast
Someone's
tonight.
got to get, not hurt, but someone's got to get clacked. I mean, someone's got to get hit. You know what I mean? Or somebody's got to have a huge run, and it's got to be like cut and move.
Yeah.
Broke 2 tackles or something. You know what I mean? It's got to be something good.
Holy moly, Terrence Robinson with a 46-yard touchdown run. Man, woman, and child. He put them in the aisles tonight. All right, Grizz, during the break, put our crack research team on who the broadcaster was for Nebraska in the 70s, because that's the kind of calls that you just don't hear anymore. It's just a fantastic call. And I really appreciate that. There are a lot of, I don't think, great broadcasters right now, but that right there, I'm working holy moly into the game tonight. Let's get a break. We'll see when we come back whether or not we can get Alan Bell right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
T-minus 3, 2, 1, blast off.
Trash Panda Nation, ignite the fun, let's rock it.
The playoff-bound Rocket City Trash Pandas are back for 6 games at Toyota Field starting on August 30th versus the Biloxi Shuckers. The week's promotions include a kids bobblehead giveaway on Tuesday, a Reed Detmer's pint glass giveaway on Thursday, and a military t-shirt giveaway on Sunday. Get your tickets for all the fun now at TrashPandasBaseball.com.
Let's rock it.
Bailey Custom Boats. We knew our boats were special when we would stop at any outdoor store to stock up on supplies for a boat trip, only to come back out to the parking lot and see people standing on and around our boat and a confused sales rep telling them it's not for sale and they don't even have that type of boat. Fast forward a few years, and now you can buy your very own one-of-a-kind Bailey Custom Boat. We hand-cut our wood from cypress we pull from the river in Mississippi. There's a lifetime warranty on the bill, faster and more maneuverable like a ski boat, and better fuel mileage than any pontoon on the market. With 350 horsepower, a Bailey Custom Boat will go 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds, and our custom boats are Coast Guard approved for offshore and virtually unsinkable. We'll be showcasing our custom boats at different lakes over the next few weeks. Find out where at BaileyCustomBoats.com, on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We're taking orders now for 2023 delivery from April to May. You gotta pay to play. BaileyCustomBoats.com.
And now a small business setback, delivered by a kind French stranger.
Monsieur, there was an accident. The windshield of your catering van is, how do you say, kaput? But Progressive has an extensive network of repair shops. Now, we sing about the old days. Brave marin revient de guerre.
When things go wrong with your small business, it's comforting to know you have Progressive Commercial. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Croissance for everyone. Brave.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
The Huntsville Sports Commission, a not-for-profit organization, is driven by the love of sports. And we're excited to announce several events already planned for this fall, including the Gulf South Conference Soccer Championship, the AVCA Fall Collegiate Beach Championships, the NCAA Division I Regional Cross Country Championship, and the Running Lane Cross Country Championships. For the love of sports, the Huntsville Sports Commission. Find out more at huntsvillesports.org.
Something you probably do know. Progressive can not only offer you a great price when you bundle home and auto, they offer you round-the-clock protection. Something you probably don't know, the average garage door is made up of 1.3 millimeter aluminum panels. Something you probably do know, your neighbor likes to tinker with his dirt bike. Something you probably don't know, a runaway dirt bike can take out your garage door and a good portion of your car bumper. Bundle your home and auto with Progressive and get more than a great price. Get round-the-clock protection. Something you know for the things you don't know. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers, and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
The Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. We're going to make a pretty solid run at 90 degrees. Looks like the vast majority of us probably going to end up falling just shy. Isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible through the heart of the afternoon, early into the evening. The vast majority of Friday night football games are going to be fine. It is going to be disgustingly humid, but temperature-wise, looks like we're going to hang out in the upper 70s and lower 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on you for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The best in local sports talk from the 256. We are local.
When you're number one, you don't have to worry.
We are award-winning. Thank you for listening. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You'll be set for life.
The segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by North Alabama Mortgage. At North Alabama Mortgage, they will get you pre-approved before you start making those offers on those houses out there, because you got to be ready to finish, man. You got to be ready to close. And when you're pre-approved, not pre-qualified, but pre-approved with North Alabama Mortgage, then you'll be ready to rock and roll. And they do a tremendous job in our community. They are helping us bring you Madison Academy football, North Alabama Mortgage, and Brian Hammaker and his team. They just make you feel like family. You know what I mean? They helped me on my refi, and I was able to do so many great things with the refi. They just can help you out with everything. It's North Alabama Mortgage, and that's good, by the way, in Alabama, but also up in Tennessee and down in Florida as well. North Alabama Mortgage. Lyle Bremser, 39 years. From 1942 to, 41 years. 41 years, from 1942 to 1983. Lyle Bremser, the voice of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. That's a legend right there. That's a legend right there. Holy moly, man, woman, and child. I just want to get holy moly into the show. To the game tonight. Just the holy moly part. If I could get holy moly, I don't think I can go man, woman, and child, but I can go holy moly. All right. Don't know if we're going to have AB. So that means we're going open lines. We're going open lines the rest of the way. 256-576-4977. We have your Friday trifecta. We have Wolverine Dan back. Wolverine Dan, welcome to the show. How are you?
Holy moly, I think I've been blitzed.
You were blitzed. That's a great call by you. I apologize profusely for ripping on you. It wasn't you. It was, I don't want to say who it was, Honcho. I don't want to say who it was in the control room, Mike Honcho, because, well, it's a combination. But it wasn't, you know who it wasn't? It wasn't you. It wasn't you, and it wasn't me. And to be honest with you, it wasn't Joe Biden either. I got to say that. It wasn't you. It wasn't me. It wasn't Donald Trump, and it wasn't Joe Biden. Okay.
And the crazy thing, I just found out yesterday, the daughter's whacked out too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. My gosh. Oh, my God. Let's not even go there, Tom. You and I are abnormal, man. We got beautiful wives. We love our families, and we're good husbands. What the heck's wrong with us, Tom?
What's wrong? What's wrong with us? The society won't accept us.
No kidding. We're outcast. With that said, my friend, I got the granddaughter. Speaking of that, the kids went to Rosemary Beach in Florida. It's a really nice place. You get a chance.
Oh, my wife last year at this week, my wife, my daughters, my 5 daughters, the one that flew in from San Diego, flew in from Florida, and my 5 daughters, the Alabama and the Nashville contingent, they took my wife to Rosemary Beach for 5 days. They rented a house right on the beach for 5 days, and we're down there, and they said it was beautiful.
No high rises, no none, Tom. It's beautiful there. Yeah, you need to go down there with the wife. You and I hang out. Hey, maybe all 4 of us need to go down there and hang out, whatever.
There you go.
You know, I think what I might do, I might blindfold you. That way I won't get my ass beat so bad.
Oh, to play cards, yeah. Yeah, we wear you out with the cards.
Yeah, you wore it out pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that said, I'm excited. Football starts. Like I said, I've got the carport ready. I'm excited for everybody. I enjoy football, everybody.
Did you put the TV up yet?
Oh, yeah, it's done.
It's all done? Let me ask you a question. Did you hire somebody like AVIQ or something like that to come and put it up, or did you actually put that up yourself?
I know a guy.
Oh, you got a guy? Okay.
Yeah, you got a guy. Everybody's got a guy, Tom. If you don't got a guy, you better get a guy.
Yeah. You got to have a guy.
Yeah, listen, I'm excited, my man. So let's do the trifecta and then let other people on, and we'll go from there.
All right. We have got Northwestern getting 11.5 in Dublin against Nebraska.
Well, they're both going to be tired, and they're a different stadium altogether, which is kind of whack. You're off balance. I'll take the wood.
Don't knock a little cow love till you've tried.
It's Mike Greenberg. That's the best I could do, Grizz. It's Mike Greenberg. He's from Northwestern. Who's got anything for Northwestern?
Shoot.
I got nothing for Northwestern. Mike Greenberg.
Wilbon is from Northwestern.
Yeah, Wilbon. I could have dropped some Wilbon in there. Little cow love from don't knock a little cow love, says Greeny.
He's got to show up, though. He don't show up, though.
Well,
like
Greeny,
Fleming.
He's on TV.
Fleming shows up, but
yeah,
Greeny doesn't show
Greeny
up.
is not Fleming.
Sometimes he doesn't show up on his TV show.
Oh, he's not even on his TV show these days? Yeah.
Hey, Chad, why don't you throw in a couple of my blasts? You did them yesterday. I think you're like
brother.
Yeah, but because we don't have your Alabama Crimson Tide and we don't have your Buckeyes, so we can't use you.
Oh, is that what that is? Well,
Yeah.
I know every time I called Nashville, what's his face? What was his name?
Schaefer.
Yeah, Schaefer. Yeah, jeez.
That was pretty funny, actually. It got pretty funny.
But, Chad's like my son. I love Chad. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Schaefer got a little bit annoying, after a while. It did get pretty bad, but he dropped it on you every freaking time you called up there.
Well, he didn't want any part of me because I wanted to kick his ass.
You did. Hawaii gets 9.5 at Vandy.
Well, you know what? Vandy's not a college football team, really. I mean, it's the low of the SEC. And that's still about midway for the rest of the leagues, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, you know what? I'll take the pineapple chucker.
All right, the Braves are in St. Louis for a 3-game series. Braves or Cards? And give me a manufacturer for Daytona tomorrow or Sunday. Is it tomorrow or Sunday? I think it's Sunday. Give me a manufacturer, Ford, Chevy, or Toyota.
Well, let me decipher what I'm about to say. You ready?
Yeah.
I'd rather pull a Chevy than drive a Toyota or a Ford.
What are you talking about? You have a Mustang.
I know, but that was a deal I couldn't refuse. I got that from
What's your truck?
down the street.
What is your truck?
I got that also for Betty's brother.
So you got a Ford truck and a Ford Mustang, and you're ripping on Ford? Doesn't matter with you.
I got good deals. Tom, you couldn't pass it up. It was a five knuckle job,
Man, you need to get down to Woody Anderson Ford and find yourself something nice. So what are you taking?
Take what? Oh, come on, you can't decipher that Chevy, baby.
No, he didn't slam you, he didn't bump you, he didn't nudge you, he rubbed you. And rubbing, son, is racing.
All right, we got you in.
All right, so I'm sure everybody listening right now is going, what the hell did he just say?
It's not a bad point.
But you're like me. You're a Goomba. We got it.
You got any Goomba in you at all?
Yeah, I think I do.
You think you do?
Pasta. I like pasta.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that was borderline racist or not.
I don't know either. All right. Appreciate you.
See you.
Good job.
It's okay. It was an Italian joke,
He doesn't. Yeah, right. We were watching at Downton Abbey, and they took a shot at Italians in it.
Really?
Yeah, well, they can't marry off one of the daughters. They're having a hard time finding somebody to marry one of the daughters. Downton Abbey is in England, and they're trying to marry off one of the daughters, Lady Mary.
Yeah.
And so the old lady, the dowager or whatever they call her, she's like the grandmother of the house.
Yeah.
She says, if we can't get her fixed, that's what they're calling it, fixed, by getting her married. If we can't get her fixed soon, we'll have to take her over to Rome because those Italian men are very picky. I mean, that's bad, man. That's awful. Phone lines are open 256-576-4977. My wife thought it was hilarious. She goes, well, honey, you were picky, right? I said, yeah, I'm very picky. We'll have to take her to Rome. Find her an Italian. They're not very picky. Don't go there. Is that just any Jason? That's not Jay. That's not Jay in Athens. That's not Arizona Jay. That's just Jason. Jason, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you this Friday?
I am fantastic.
All right. I'm going to try my luck at the trifecta.
All right, you got Northwestern getting 11.5 against Nebraska in Dublin.
Give me Northwestern.
Don't knock a little cow love till you've tried it.
Northwestern's getting the love lately. Hawaii gets 9.5 at home against Vandy.
Oh, I'll take Hawaii.
That line was 1 last week. It was 1, and now it's 9.5. I don't know what the hell happened. But, yeah, okay. Braves are at the Cardinals, 3-game set.
Hey, I'm going to take the Cardinals. You can't go wrong when the Cardinals had 2 managers, one named Red and another one named Whitey.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
They got a shot then. They had Red, and they had Whitey. All right, and speaking of Whitey, Ford, Chevy, or Toyota at Daytona in the tiebreaker?
Ford.
Ford?
Hit the pace car! Hit the pace car! Hit the pace car!
All right, I'm with you on the Fords, by the way. All right, Jason, we got you. Go ahead.
Thanks.
All right, appreciate you. Well, Jason has gotten in. A number of guys have gotten in via the text window. You can get in on the text window all the way up until kick tomorrow for the first game, which is Northwestern getting 11.5 at in Dublin against Nebraska. We just haven't seen that place yet. I haven't seen what kind of my guess is that is a grass field. They don't have a lot of synthetic turf in Europe because they play soccer over there all the time, and you can't play premier soccer and top-level soccer on any kind of synthetic turf. They do that in the MLS because there's nothing major about Major League Soccer. They can do that in the MLS, but not over there. Where real soccer is played, they always play on grass. So these places that they're going to play the World Cup on here, when they bring the World Cup to the U.S., these stadiums that have synthetic turf will be turfed over with natural surface. That's the way that works. All right? That's the way that happens.
Done.
All right, lines are open. 256-576-4977. Grizz, something really cool last night at the Chiefs game. I don't know if you saw it. For a tribute to Len Dawson, on the first huddle of the game, actually Patrick Mahomes, who was not playing in the game, he went out with the team. The offense went out on the field, and they went into what they call a choir huddle, which you got to look at the pictures. It's on my Twitter at Thom Abraham Show. You'll see it. It gave me chills to see. To be honest with you, the video gives me chills to see. And it also, we used a choir huddle. Of course, I haven't coached in 25 years, but we had a choir huddle back in the day where the quarterback would look at the defense, and you would have the entire, you'd have the offensive line in the back, and then you'd have your running backs in the middle, and your tight end, and then your wide receivers, or your wide receivers on the outside. And so you made the call, the quarterback made the call again, and then he would clap his hands, and then everybody would turn and go.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they don't use those anymore, teams that huddle. They just kind of gather. They don't really have a formed huddle anymore. Nobody holds hands in the huddle anymore. Guys used to hold hands in the huddle. They used to be in a choir huddle. I got chills watching it. And they just stood there in the choir huddle, took a delay of game, and then Mahomes came off the field, didn't run a play. He just came out. They just stood there in a choir huddle just to honor Len Dawson. I thought it was really cool. Now, some people would do the choir huddle with the typical choir huddle was with the offensive line in the back row with their backs to the line of scrimmage. And he would basically be blocking the defense from being able to see the quarterback, and where he was doing, so they couldn't read his lips. We did our choir huddle. We actually moved our choir huddle. We spun it around so that we would have our choir huddle with the linemen and the offensive, everybody but the quarterback was facing the line of scrimmage. because we thought that they could see the defense, they could see the quarterback talking. And you wouldn't want that. You don't want him talking, seeing him.
I thought when you initially told me that they were going to, like, Patrick Mahomes was going to light up a cigarette and, like, take a seat or something like that, like, to honor him. Because that would have been the ultimate. Like, during halftime, he's just, like, over there smoking a cigarette, and they're showing the video from it.
Lighting up that would be in the locker room. They'd have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Grumpy is up next. Grumpy, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, pretty good, man. I just wanted to get my trifecta in. But last night was fun, man. It went real smooth. Great fireworks show at the fantasy football draft. Great swag bags, man. It was a great time. More people should come out next year, and we should get back up to 4 leagues, man.
And those charts that we had to fill out, didn't you think those charts were very good, very useful?
Oh my God, yeah.
They were all right.
And if everybody had the same one, so you could just call out the number, you know. But that'd be great. But so, which game was at 1 and now has gone up a lot? Was that Nebraska?
No, the Vanderbilt Hawaii game. Hawaii was plus 1.5 last week, and it steadily has moved all the way up to 9.5 now.
Oh,
so
I don't know. Man, I don't know what I'm going to pick. So I'll just go through them real quick. What's the first one?
All right, you got Northwestern getting 11.5 against Nebraska in Dublin.
Golly, I think Nebraska covered by a lot last year. The games they covered. But man, is Northwestern any good these days?
They're always competitive under Pat Fitzgerald, but apparently not this year.
I'll take the 11.5. Why not?
Don't knock a little cow off till you've tried.
Okay, Greeny. Hawaii gets 9.5 at home against Vandy in a little tiny high school stadium.
Really? It's not Aloha Stadium?
No, Aloha Stadium's been torn down, and they're rebuilding it. And for the next 2 years, Hawaii is playing in an on-campus stadium that used to be their soccer stadium. It held 3,500 people, and they built it up to 9,000. But it's 9,000. You know what I mean? It doesn't even hold. It's like Vandy's going to be like playing at home in front of nobody.
I didn't graduate from there, but I went to University of Hawaii for 2 years.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You matriculated there, or you just went to Hawaii? You actually went to class and stuff?
Yeah. I was working out in the South Pacific in the Marshall Islands, and it was considered local to the Marshalls because they didn't have a college in the Marshalls, so I could go there for the same price as going to Calhoun and Huntsville. So I was like, okay, I'll do it.
Where are the Marshall? I've never even heard of the Marshall Islands. Where are the Marshall Islands? How close to the Big Island is to Hawaii?
Yeah, when these guys from Huntsville move out to Kwajalein, you may have heard of Kwajalein. Kwajalein's in the Marshalls. They used to shoot the missiles from California and land it in the atoll so they could recover it and all that. Like Minuteman missiles back then. But what's the second game, man?
9.5. Hawaii gets 9.5 against Vandy.
Give me the Bows.
Of course you're going to take the ball. I mean, you're a Hawaiian, for God's sakes, damn near. All right, Braves are at the Cardinals for 3 games. Who do you like in the series?
Braves.
Give me any car, a Ford, a Chevy, or a Toyota. All I want is a manufacturer for Daytona, for the tiebreaker.
So hit the pace car with those Ford.
Gonna hit the pace.
Hit the pace car. Hit the pace car. Hit the pace car.
Hit the pace car.
Good.
All right.
Good show, Tom. Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Beans is up next. Beans, welcome in. How are you?
All right. How you doing?
Now, Beans, is this your first time in or what?
Yeah.
Got a little something there. You become a junkyard dog when you make 3 calls to the show, but not in the same day. But we got Ric Flair hanging out. He's got nothing to do now. He's done wrestling. So he's over there every time we get a first-time caller, we break out Ric Flair. So that's a good thing. All right, so you want in on this deal?
Yeah.
All right, Northwestern gets 11.5 against Nebraska.
Go Big Red.
Johnny the Jet Rogers just tore them loose from their shoe.
Tore them loose from their shoes. I might use that, too. Hawaii gets 9.5 at home against Vandy.
I'm going to go with Vandy.
I'm standing here on the Thom Abraham patio of the Vanderbilt football facility.
Braves and Cardinals in St. Louis, 3-game set.
I'm going to go with the Cards.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
And the Daytona, final race of the regular season, A Ford, a Chevy, or a Toyota wins?
A Ford. First on race day.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
I'm with you there. All right, we got you in, Beans.
All right, thanks, sir.
I'm very proud of my listeners. No one has picked a Toyota. No one picked a Toyota. All right, we're going to break in here. We'll come back and wrap it up. Good job by you guys. Don't pick those Toyotas. It's Thom Abraham Show, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
If you're dealing with fatigue, low energy, and decreased performance at work or school, you may have insomnia. The professionals at Integrated Behavioral Health are experts in helping patients deal with insomnia.
I recommend IBH to anyone who is in need of mental health care. The practitioners are very professional, and they've treated me like a human rather than a case.
If you need help, contact Integrated Behavioral Health today. Call 855-422-1618. Integrated Behavioral Health in Madison and Decatur.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey Wes, our company Fleming Roofing and Restoration specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a 5th generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
Hi, everybody. Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
Thom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Touchdown, Alabama! No look pass inside, but he got to go to play.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This Football Friday show is in the hopper. If you want to get in on a trifecta, you've got until 11 o'clock tomorrow morning Central Standard Time. No, Central Daylight Savings Time. Anyway, you got till 11 o'clock tomorrow morning Alabama time to get in on that trifecta. Northwestern plus 11.5 against Nebraska. Hawaii plus 9.5 against Vandy. The Braves and the Cardinals in the 3-game set. And then our tiebreaker is at Daytona, just a manufacturer. Give me a Ford, a Chevy, or a Toyota. You will have to use the text window, and only the text window, 732-982-7469. Now, you can go to all of our social. You can go to 97.7 ESPN Facebook page or Twitter page and see the image there, and it has the phone number on there for you to text it to. Do not leave it at the Twitter window. Do not leave it at Facebook. They'll never see it. I'm not going there to get them. All right? They all go into a hopper when you send them to the text window. All right? And, yes, this will build points towards your grand trifecta championship as we look for our best handicapper. Now, we remind you that coming up tonight, on air and on a primary feed, Buckhorn hosting Helena. Huskies come in with a very solid team. Both those teams 1-0. They'll be on a primary feed as well on the stream. Madison Academy is at Randolph. We got that one on 2 and 3. Moulton on 2, Coletti on 3. That'll be a blast. We have the Woody Anderson Ford scoreboard show coming up, 8:30, starting on the Blitz. He'll be dropping into all kinds of games. And then eventually, when all the games are over, it'll be everywhere on all of our stations, all of our channels. And don't forget the afternoon Blitz from 2 to 4. We'll be broadcasting from Randolph, and the Drive on the Zone broadcasting from Randolph. All right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.